Welcome to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. The final bell has rung and the market is now closed. So let's move on to an audio and video recap with the Investing Happy Hour.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media, the only video podcast with a narwhal on the microphone. We're happy to have that claim. We are also the only The Investing Podcast on iTunes. So hit subscribe. Make sure you like us. Tell all your friends about us. If you're looking at us on YouTube, you can hit subscribe there too. I doubt you are. I think I looked yesterday. We had 7 plays on YouTube. So we're really taking off there. But we're getting a lot of downloads on iTunes. We appreciate everybody being here. Show some love. We've got Bond Week next week. We've been talking about it a lot. It's going to be the sexiest week of the summer. We're going to talk about bonds and fixed income. We're going to do a 20 to 30 minute discussion on bonds every day, Monday through Friday. Make sure you're here for that. It's going to be really awesome stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the markets. The markets were up again, second day in a row. Yesterday we celebrated with 25 puns. I'm not going to do that to you today, so today I just wore my green pants. Green is good for the markets. The Dow was up 12 basis points, the S&P up 27 basis points, so a little more than 0.25%. The NASDAQ was up 14 basis points, continuing to lag a little bit, which is the one prediction I think I made at the beginning of the month that might actually be accurate. The global Dow is up 17 basis points. Gold, as you might expect, was down, but it's actually close to a 3-week low right now. It's down about 1.8% for the day, and oil was down almost 1%. So not a great day for oil. That being said, a lot of green for those stocks, so that was a good thing. And oil did kind of rebound, and when we talk about the winners, we'll talk about a few oil-based companies there. Losers first, though. The big loser we're going to highlight is CarMax, and we talked about them earlier today. They did close down more than 4%, so down pretty low on bad used car sales data. Not a great thing for CarMax, so something to kind of continue to keep an eye on. With those automakers, they really live and die on sales numbers, and that's not necessarily surprising, but when you're talking about selling cars, the most important thing is, do you actually sell them? So that's a little insider trading tip for you right there. Keep an eye on if the people are actually selling what they say they're going to sell. Keep watching that figure. Some winners for the day. Marathon Oil continued its sprint, if you remember that great pun from yesterday. It was up more than 4%. That's probably why I think a lot of people were really buzzing and pretty hyped about what the Investing Podcast had to say about Marathon Oil. Up 4% today. Kinder Morgan up almost 4%. Micron up 3.5%. So some strong finishers there to kind of lead the S&P 500, which brings us to, I guess, what's good news and bad news. Good news for us, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get a big publicity spike. Bad news for some other people. We're declaring war. This is a brand new segment, people. We're going to start doing this. I'd like to declare war at least once a week. We'll find out. But we're declaring war today. As you might guess, declaring war is basically when we find people that we don't like and we declare war on them. So today, we're declaring war on technology. That's right. Some really bad people out there trying to keep us, the Investing Podcast, down. So Facebook announced today that they're giving out $50 million to celebrities and online broadcasters to try to get people to use Facebook Live. 17 of those celebrities are already getting more than $1 million in contracts. So $50 million bucks, 17 people getting more than $1 million. Guess how much of that's coming to us? Thought about it? It's zero. Absolutely insane that we're not getting a penny of that $50 million. We're a huge success, as you can tell. We're not on Facebook Live, and until they pay us, we're not going to do it unless we figure out how to do it, and then we might actually do it. Also, Apple announced that their new iPhone, the iPhone 7, is not going to have a headphone jack. I find it incredibly ironic that for years we've had iPhones that have headphone jacks so that you could plug in your headphones and listen to what was going on in audio or watch a video and actually hear what's going on. Kind of coincidental that we become the #1 investing video podcast on iTunes. We don't charge a penny, which means nobody from Apple makes any money. And all of a sudden they say, you know what? This thing's getting a little bit big. We're not going to put headphones on our new phones. Unbelievable to me. So there's not a headphone jack. We're declaring war on technology. Emphasis on the no. No technology. Leave us a 5-star review. We will read it on the air. Talk about who else we should be declaring war on. Stick around for Bond Week coming up. If you haven't listened to the interview with Matthew Krebsbach, Narwhal's portfolio analyst, make sure you check it out. It's about an hour long, but well worth it. We talk about Wisconsin beers, his nickname, which is the Unit, and he can't explain why that's his nickname and all kinds of good stuff. So check that out. It's on the podcast feed. You'll find it. It's the really long episode. You guys, we will talk to you tomorrow. We'll be back 3 times tomorrow. We'll do the early morning market mimosa. We'll hit you with a stock market power lunch and investing happy hour. Y'all have a great night.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.